It's Week 18 of the NFL. And coming up, we'll see T. Higgins. Big plays follow him around. He comes in second in the NFL in receiving yards. It's the Falcons and the Bills, and it's all up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins. And we are underway in Buffalo. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And a look here now at their 4th-year quarterback.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
To throw right away is Howell. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he gets this up across the 35. And now Sean McDermott is going to throw out the challenge flag.
Previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Here's Jones. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now he'll look to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Howell. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. Howell down to throw it. He'll find Jones again, complete. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Up the middle, Nwangu. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Back to Nwangu again on 1st down. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
In motion left goes Jones. Now he's going to get it on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They'll run for the first time here with Brown. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on third down. Man open left side is Brown. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down.
Roughing the passer, defense.
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around. And we know they'll be here before you know it.
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
Here's Howell. They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bills are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive.
Well, remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
The first carry now. This is Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Here now a third down and 8. Lawrence. That one out wide and intercepted. He may go. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people came to expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bills offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he enters his final weekend as the league leader in rushing yards by a quarterback. He has been a dynamic dual threat all season long. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
Throw right side taken in by Adunze. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Rome Adunze with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bills are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed, speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Micah Parsons just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Now Howell. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Back to throw, Howell.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that'll hit and go out of bounds, so they'll start just outside their own 40-yard line.
The Bills offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams to defend in the red zone. You see the graphic. He's 2nd in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a quarterback.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run it again with Williams. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. So 3rd down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs.
More the motion man right. From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
And the Falcons are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Here's Higgins out of the right side. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
Here is 3rd and 5. Howell out of the shotgun. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On 1st down, they'll run with Nwangu.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. And Howell will throw it. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Throwing here, Howell. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, You're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
He'll look middle here and get it to Odunze.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. In motion, the tight end.
Now Lawrence. Pass complete right side to Bowers.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
2nd and 7. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Here's Lawrence.
And that is incomplete.
So now on 4th down, Sam Martin on to punt for Buffalo.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here.
The Falcons offense and Sam Howell set to go once more.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
You look at this Buffalo defense.
It's quite a unit, that's for sure. #1 in the NFL against the pass.
And this is one of those something's got to give games. You got the #1 passing team in the NFL, and it's the #1 defense against the pass. A lot of times, the battle's in the trenches. We know that. We see it all the time. But this one, this game's going to be won on the outside.
A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
On 2nd down and 4. Howell flushed out right. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
Micah Parsons.
Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And he'll spot Higgins open left side.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Howell. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 46. Looking to throw. Powell. Washington with a catch, middle of the field. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Powell.
And he'll get it right back to Washington.
And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 29-yard line.
Powell from the gun.
Throwing left side, it's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
It's Howell with another throw.
Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Washington. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Out of the gun, it's Howell.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. And the tight end goes in motion left.
Powell, 3rd and goal.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
Jaquan Brisker getting sent on the safety blitz, and he was able to finish it off. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Now Lawrence to throw.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right.
Now Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Bills' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st.
He'll get this into the hands of the Dunze.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Lawrence will throw.
To the right side, and he's got more complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Again, it's Lawrence.
And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Elijah Moore.
30 yards.
And the Bills are an extra point away from capturing the lead.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point.
So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was finished off by Elijah Moore on the touchdown reception. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Falcons offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. An inside give, Brown. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Howell. That is caught. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 2nd down and 4. Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Now Howell. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Back to throw, Howell. Over the middle, it's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Howell now to throw it. Drops this off with Nwangu. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Handoff here to Nwangu. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. From the gun on 3rd down, Howell. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence. And that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. And Howell will throw it. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On the give is Nwangu. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Now this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The Buffalo defense does its job, and it's 4th down. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Trevor Lawrence and the rest of the offense heading back out there. He had the touchdown pass on the last drive, his second of this first half, as he'll try again on 1st down here. Here's Lawrence to throw. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now Lawrence. Oh, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. 42 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On the run is Nwagu. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing here, Howell. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Zay Jones from 8 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead. Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT. And that makes it a 9-point game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Quick slant caught by Moore. Now 2nd and 3. Lawrence. Over the middle, complete. It's Bowers. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 30. Give him 18 on the play.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one. And that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
steps away to his left. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
They made a nice effort to stick it with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
A pass complete to Odunze.
Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete.
And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a nice job right there. Get the ball out to the perimeter. Get it to your guy in space. And he's just going to take this, turn upfield, and turn it into a big play in 1st and goal.
Now Lawrence to throw.
And did he get the feed down? Yes, touchdown.
Elijah Moore.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Bills are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to 2. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And it was finished off by Elijah Moore on the touchdown reception. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll get started over at the Caesar Superdome in New Orleans. And that one tied 14 apiece in the second quarter. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. Brock Purdy, 4 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Tony Pollard with a touchdown run. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3?
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Now Lawrence.
Eluding and a big loss here as he's taken down.
Brian Burns picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
picked off by Joe Williams.
And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now.
Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Howell, he'll look to throw it.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Higgins. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Howell.
He's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line.
Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit.
This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will push the lead up to 5.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams.
Up past the 30, 2nd down coming up.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard. Moore, the man in motion.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
On 2nd and a long way to go.
Lawrence
escaping the pressure right. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Lawrence will throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
Here's Lawrence.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left.
From the gun on third down, Lawrence. That is caught. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Bills have taken the lead here in this third quarter. And he'll get into the end zone to push the lead up to a field goal. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Falcons offense and T. Higgins ready for this next possession. And you see the numbers for him into this third quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Now Howell.
And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Now a 3rd and 6. Howell from the gun. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 44-yard line.
Now they go play action with Howell. Open man here is Gentry. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch. And most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Here's 3rd and 10. And once more, Howell back to the air.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
All right, let's go.
Back to throw. Lawrence.
And now here's another interception. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
Lawrence will try again after the pick six. Oh, Odunze wide open. It's complete. And nothing to speak of there after the catch as they get him right to the ground at the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams.
And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd.
3rd and 8.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
Defense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Short throw caught by Bowers.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 49-yard line.
A give to Williams, running right. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. He's got his tight end. That's Bowers. And he is going to have a Bills first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
Now Lawrence. Oh, he brings it in off the deflection. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Now 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the 20-yard line.
Back to throw. Lawrence. That's to Bowers once again.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
They'll stay on the ground with Williams.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. It's 2nd down. With a play fake, and now here's how to throw it.
And it's incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Howell now to throw it.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 41.
Back to throw. Howell. He'll check that down to Nwangu out of the backfield.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
He'll get it here on the jet sweep. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons. This is Brown going up the middle. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Chase Brown, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And the lead is up to 8. A drive that time of 6 plays. And a nice play on the end of it. An 18-yard touchdown run.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Back now in Buffalo. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
And Howell will throw it.
Short pass caught by the tight end Gentry. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Nwangu going to get it on the counter.
And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Throwing here, Howell.
And this is going to be incomplete.
critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have...
And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Quick hitter to Jalen Waddle. 7 yards on the quick slant and a first down. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. Fighting through. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Here's 3rd and 3. Lawrence. Throw right side, taken in by Adunze. And he is going to have a Bills first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down. They go play action with Lawrence. And my goodness, another interception. And the Falcons are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. They'll go play action. Howell rolling to his left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
59 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Howell. And Jones has it over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. Howell, he'll look to throw it. They'll set up the screen for Nwagu. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
Good call there on first down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Running right, here's Brown. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Here's Howell. Finds his man, Watson, over the middle. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Now Howell. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And the Falcons are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Looking to throw. Howell.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Howell looking to throw again.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Blankenship's kick is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Lisa 24. Silver.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Screen play set up for Williams.
The 1st down screen pass, good for 5.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time went well for a solid gain.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
It's a gain of 2. And the Bills 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here's Lawrence. He'll drop this down to Williams.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 42-yard line.
Now Lawrence. Complete on the quick throw to Moore.
These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the 1st.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
By Brian Burns. A 9-yard loss. It's now 2nd and 19 at the 40-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Lawrence. Open net is Waddle, complete.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Lawrence will throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Here we go, gotta have it. Lawrence.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
On 1st down, they'll run with the Wangu.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Operating from the gun. Howell. Can't get away, and he's taken down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Operating from the gun. Howell.
And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. So the Bills now down by 11, 2:25 remaining. They have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but they need 2 scores. Here's Lawrence to throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. He's got to complete to Waddle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They go play action now. Lawrence. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Delay of game, offense.
Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
The Falcons send out their punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Chris Jones in there to record another sack. Defensive unit.